Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another Mech Merlin build stream. Let's see who is online tonight. I'm seeing Kevin Lau, Duncan Yo-Yo, Huynh Captain, Peralton MKB, Homie Zoned, Alan Gonzalez, Iowa 501. Thank you guys for joining in. And today is a special stream. Not only is it I guess it's a stream after Christmas Day, and if you're from Canada, it should be Boxing Day, but it's also because this is the first personal build I have done in a very, very long time. So today, it's all just me. Everything I have today is stuff that I bought on my own money, on my own time. So I'm quite excited, But before we begin, let's talk about what I'm drinking. Here we go. Picked this up from the grocery store earlier this morning. Trader Joe's Korean roasted barley tea. Check it out, Let's see. Prolio57 says, hello Merlin, hello to you too. Kevin Lau says, what are we building? We are building a personal build, something I've been meaning to do for the longest time, but just haven't had the time lately. So check it out. Let's go through some of the build materials right now. First off, this is a 60% Sentraq case from, I think, 2015. It is low profile, as you guys can see. Low profile. It's got an acrylic centerpiece. It's got cone feet. It's a hole big enough for USB-C. And I guess you could argue this is an integrated plate board. Hold on, let me turn on my music really quick. Let's do this one. There we go. So yeah, that's what we're doing for the case. In terms of stabs, we're doing Durock V2s that I just recently picked up from One Up Keyboards. The core of the board is a ANSI from Cannonkeys. This is a solderable 60% with underglow RGB, USB-C, ARM microcontroller, and ESD protection. And the reason why I picked this is because I think this might be the best 60% solderable PCB on the market right now. So yeah, just picked this up over, I think this was a Black Friday sale. I'm also going to be putting plate foam on this, trying to get a very silenced board. Speaking of silenced, we're doing Cherry MX Zilent. So with a little twist on it, for example, a Cherry MX Zilent is typically a Telio or Alias housing with Cherry MX Silent stems. I've changed the top to be a regular Cherry MX top, like so. Trying to make a very silent switch. It's also been lubed with 205G0 and with a 70G spring, or a 69G spring. So that should be enough for a 60%. The whole purpose of me building this is because I want a travel board. And you know, I can't just bring a TKL, I can't bring a 60% with, you know, high profile, all that. Literally quite looking for a board as small as this, something I can just throw in my backpack and not care too much about. Check it out. Peralton MKB says, that seems like it's going to have a nice RGB effect. Yes, it will be. Being one of the few RGB enthusiasts out there. Did you have this board since 2015 or did you buy it recently? I've actually had this board since 2015, but it's been in a different build. It previously had a One Up 60 HSE with some Otemu skies on it. Realized I never really used it, didn't really like it, so figured I should rebuild it. Am I going to remove the feet for ultimate travel portability? The issue is I will be putting DSA profile on this. So it's kind of like, if it was just a flat angled board, that would be somewhat difficult for me to type on. Marvelous M subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for all your support. Thank you. I guess while I'm saying thank you, I should say thank you to everyone who has followed and subscribed while I wasn't streaming, such as Howling Nacho, Blazing Sun, Sonyo, Bloody Man, XZO, McPatty, Polyster, Zuxlad, Halion, I have subscribed, Michael Sims, Avery, Jazalea, and quite a few others. Thanks, guys. Nuclear Monsters, I see you there. See you there. Thanks for joining in. But yeah, just like every build stream, let's start off with stabilizers. There we go. Once again, these are Durock V2s. Durock V2s, I only need 4 sets of stabilizers. One for my backspace, enter, left shift, and spacebar. Let's put that out for now. Here, those are the screws. 2. See, backspace, enter, left shift, and spacebar. Marla says, thank you, I've really enjoyed your VIA videos. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. I haven't been doing them lately as I've been more focused on builds these days, but this Tuesday I'll be making an effort to do it, because check this out, guys. I found a board on Amazon that's Bootmapper client portable. I mean, Bootmapper client compatible, which also means it's QMK portable. So yeah, you guys will find out more about this on Tuesday. But yeah, it's a board you can just pick up on like Amazon for, I think it was like 40 bucks. All right, let's see. That's the appropriate amount of stabs. 4 sets. Equity says here from Discord. Thank you. Thanks for joining in. Here we go. I like to lube my stabs with 205G0 on the housing and dielectric grease on the wires. Here we go. There's a personal build. And I feel like, okay, honestly, I feel like I do a better job on customer builds than on my own. I tend to tolerate mistakes more on my personal builds, but on customer builds, I'm like super meticulous. But on my own, I'm just like, that spacebar, that shifts, feels kind of rattly. Meh. On a customer board, I'm like, that rattles. I should really fix that up, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, I can hear a tiny bit of rattle. I'll go fix that up still. Nuclear Monster says, I should go back and check out the Sagittarius build. Oh yeah, those of you guys who've been noticing the keyboard in front of me, this is the Cannonkeys Sagittarius. Still trying to get used to it. I think the last time I streamed, I was finally able to bump up my words per minute from about 50 to 120. So I think I'm starting to get used to it. I still make mistakes though. Customer boards gotta be perfect. Okay, here's the thing about customer boards. I've been noticing a lot of people who do send boards to be built are typically customers who are not comfortable with soldering. But if you spent significant time in this hobby, you tend to just pick up soldering on your own. So a lot of people who do send boards to have them built tend to not pick up on certain things on the board that if you were in this hobby for a long time, you'd notice it right away. You guys know what I mean? So yeah, that's just what I've been noticing. See, Kaylee executed the build command. Yep, this is a personal build tonight. First time in a long time, and yeah, it's not really anything special, nothing really exotic, but I like it. Something that'll make me happy, you know? Sometimes you just gotta make one for yourself these days. Yeah, this will be mainly my travel board. Not that I can travel very much during these times, you know? But, you know, if I'm ever finding myself at a coffee shop or I need to duck into work really quick, I'll at least have a fairly decent keyboard at my disposal. Aesthetic says a purpose-built board, yeah. It's like, don't get me wrong, I don't dislike building boards for customers, but you know, there's that special thing about building a board for yourself. Which is why, you know, at the risk of losing revenue, I would encourage everyone to learn how to solder. Like, you don't need to be like exceptionally good at it, you just need to know how to make a joint conduct properly. Like, no cold joints, you know, no cold joints. The satisfaction of building like your own board is immeasurable. Murad executed the build command again. So did EYZ. Thanks guys for joining in. Yeah, it's just a typical build. A couple of my other high-end boards are still coming in like February. Possibly delayed as well. This is just a quick and easy keyboard, but with custom switches. 205G0'd Franken switches, actually. Homie Zone says, I remember when it used to be fun to build a board. Now it's just pure pain. Really? You think it's pure pain? I think what really gets me into this hobby is the act of doing stuff yourself. Like, I love the soldering, I love the assembly. I guess this is why I really enjoyed like the QMK and VIA aspect of it as well. Just knowing that I was writing software that I would actively use on a daily basis, and not just myself, but other people out there, you know? Jeremy Carlos says, would you take an aluminum board over an ABS plastic keyboard? It would depend on like what it is, you know? Like personally, I do not like how polycarb or like acrylic boards look. Like, that's just my own personal preference. I don't think they look pretty. Like, having a brass plate looks pretty in there, but if you just have like an aluminum plate, like a non-colored plate, then it looks kind of cheap to me, you know? I do have one polycarb board. It's an NK65 entry edition. I like it, but it's definitely nowhere near like my top 10 or top 20 boards, you know? You know that stuff. Nuclemat says, Sentraq needs a warning. Oh yeah. Yeah, they were good when they started, but, you know, things just went downhill from there. Making stuff yourself is exciting, absolutely. I'm definitely more of like a hands-on person. Like, I don't, you know, I can appreciate when people build stuff for me, but there's always the satisfaction that you get when you're like, oh, I did this, I did it to the best of my ability, and okay, fine. If you did something on your own, but it ended up total crap, your overall satisfaction probably wouldn't be as high, you know? Like, for example, if you built a keyboard and you messed up the soldering, you burned off a few traces, probably wouldn't be too happy at all. You'd probably be like kicking yourself, you know? But if you researched it all, you know, if you researched it all, took your time to build it, I'd say you'd be very happy. You'd be very happy. That MRL says you have more than 20 boards. Yes, I do. I've been in this hobby since 2013, actually. I've acquired quite a number of boards. And I've definitely built more than I've acquired. What board is this? This is a typical sandwich 60% with an ANSI PCB. The Nuclear Monster says, you still see people once a month post on MM frustrated about their Sentraq order. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Unfortunate to see. Technical Soil Code says Mode 80 versus SCOG Reboot. I actually don't have much experience with the Mode 80. But I actually quite enjoy my SCOG Reboot. Despite it being only a prototype, I've quite enjoyed it. Bean says, just curious, why did you get this for yourself? Seems out of place. This is meant to be a travel board. You know, something I can just throw in my backpack whenever I need to go somewhere. Stuff like that. So I'm going to try to make it silent and super portable. And I've noticed that, like, whenever I travel, or you know, when I used to travel more, I really wouldn't bring a keyboard with me. I'd just bring my laptop, and it just wasn't a satisfying typing experience. So I figured I would remedy that, especially since I've got a bunch of spare parts. So why not, right? Why not? Why not make things a little more enjoyable, right? Right? Like, not to say that a laptop is bad or anything. Like, sure, laptop keyboards suck, but, you know, you're still able to do your stuff on it. But with the mechanical keyboard, it just makes it more exciting, right? I just wish that the 60% PCB that I got was Bluetooth enabled. Then that would be like the best travel board. All right. I think I have 205G0 and everything here. Let me just make sure it's all nice and spread evenly. Iwanu says, how do I find a Sagittarius after a few days? Honestly, if I had 420 bucks, which I think is what the group buy price was, probably would still not have bought it. Like, it's a nice board and everything, but just like, and I've managed to reach roughly my same typing speed on it, but my accuracy is still like in like the 80s. So I probably would not buy a board like this. Alright, let's see. I'm going to use dielectric grease on the wires now. Bug Whisper says, oh wow, looks great. You're talking about the Sagittarius, which I assume you have. Harudi says, how long have I waited for a Vermillo mousepad? Never? I don't think I've ever waited for one. I actually don't even buy too many Vermillo products. At all, actually. Alright, here we go. Dielectric grease, where you at? Oh wait, I still need to put stems on. Hold on, let me grab those stems. Can't put in the wires without the stems. There we go, 2, 4, 6, 8. There we go. That's enough. Let's see. Kenzo2 says, been waiting for GMK Taro V2, but it's hard stock USPS. Yeah, man. My wife sent presents to her sister in California, and like we are here in Washington State. Sent it earlier this week, right? Like Saturday. It only arrived today. From Washington to California. Yeah, things are just taking way too long because of holiday, you know, all that stuff. Almost made it in time for Christmas, but it did not. Yeah, I made sure to send all my packages 2 weeks before, and they were still delayed. So, you know, that's just how things happen. Everything's delayed these days. See, Marla says, wife and I haven't received packages from California, but they're located on the East Coast. Yeah, that's gonna take a little bit longer. Tiny bit longer than usual, I guess. Ever tried boba Zilents? No, I have not. Though I do hear good things. These days, I've generally strayed from, or I've stayed far from any tactile switches because I personally don't use tactile anymore. The only time I ever build with the tactile switch is if a customer has it in their build. No, these days, like, everything personal for me is going to be linear. And every time a customer reaches out to me and is like, hey Merlin, what switch do you recommend for my first build? Like, of course, I always ask them, hey, do you prefer linear, clicky, or tactile? But if they don't really have a preference, or like I can tell that they're relatively new, I'm like, hey, why don't you consider linear? You know, try like Gateron linears, or Gateron yellows, or, you know, JWK. Technical code says I have a tactile board for work and linear for PC. Nice. See, Ken said, I saw one of your streams you built Space 65 with Holy Pandas and carbon fiber plate. Any thoughts on that? I thought it was a very good combination. I think it gave it a very, very nice sound. Like, I have yet to build a personal Holy Pandas board, despite having a bag of original Holy Pandas. I have never made a personal Holy Panda board. All right, we've got all the stabs needed. Time to put it on the PCB. Zelios are good too if you like Holy Panda. Yeah, I actually prefer Zelios a little more than Holy Pandas. I feel like Holy Pandas are a little too sharp feeling for me. You built a Holy Pandas board yesterday, typing on it now. Nice. What do you think about it? Is this your first experience with Holy Pandas? Let's see. Let me grab a drink here really quick. First experience and you like them so far. Nice, very nice. Like I feel like if you've never tried another tactile switch, like other than Cherry MX Brown, jumping to Holy Pandas might be rather jarring, but I'm glad that you like them. Alan says, I lubed up some black inks yesterday because the creams were not for me. Nice. Out of curiosity, what exactly about the inks did you not like? You ordered your Grid 650? Yeah, I'm thinking about joining that too. I'm just, you know, just trying to save my money for like other things these days. I already have like, I think 3 boards coming in. 3 boards coming in that I know that I absolutely want, so you know, just trying to not buy too many. Alan said it was not the sound you were expecting. Ooh, uh-oh. Inks aren't as deep as you thought? I think they're one of the deepest in the market right now. Did I join the 7V? Yes, I did. I joined the 7V. Group buys that I'm waiting for right now are the 7V, the Think 6.5, and a KBD 67 Lite. And I've got a couple key sets on the way too. Oh, and a key cult. I don't know when that will ship actually. Ah, I keep messing it up. Alan is going on his first keyboard group buy, the Saka 68. Congratulations. #1 key cult, yes. There we go. I've been quite impressed with Keycult's quality and how their boards look and sound, so, you know, why not? Did I commission my #1? Nope, I was part of the raffle. I do not have the kind of capital to just go off and commission my Keycult randomly, you know? Though if I could get a few more subscribers, maybe I will. I think, let's see, what? A commissioned Keycult is what? 2,500 bucks, right? And each subscriber at the basic level gives me around 2 to 3 bucks. Would need at least 3,000 subscribers. Oh no, that's not right. I need 1,000 subscribers. My math is wrong. Bledge, thank you. Thank you for getting me one step closer to commissioning my own Keycult. Thank you. Eddie says, I missed the eye. Oh yeah, that's another board that I'm waiting for. Crowdfund the Keycult. Hey guys, you know, I've been wanting a Keycult all my life since I was a baby. And, you know, if you guys could join my GoFundMe, then I could maybe buy this Keycult. Is it possible to win a Keycult raffle? Yeah. Yes, it is. I won one. How many times have I tried? I actually have only tried once. Yeah, possible but unlikely. Okay, like so many people join it just to flip it, you know? It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Like, okay, so here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. The likelihood of winning a Keycult is so low. Like, honestly, what I really wanted was the #2 65, you know? Or even like a #1 65, but you know, there's no guarantee that you'll win a raffle that you join. So I was just like, you know what? Keycult raffle is happening right now. Let's just see if I win. And I did win. You know, so I'm like, hey, the Keycult's a Keycult, right? Let's see. I want 6.5U, so that will be this guy right here. Come on, go in the right holes. What do I think about the Aurora Input series? I actually don't quite remember that board, to be honest. Yeah, Keycult can be used as a reference, that's the thing. Like, I think for me, like, so 75, so the boards that I'm most attracted to are anything from 60% to 75%. Like, honestly, TKLs are great, you know, they are great, but they are not something I would use on a regular basis. So like, my goal, my end goal, if I could do this, is to have a good 65, a good 75, and a good 60, all in the different mounting patterns. So I would have like what? You'd have your typical tray, you'd have integrated, you'd have gasket, you'd have top, and you'd have, what do you call that? Sandwich mount and bottom mount. So 6 boards that would represent each category. I mean, each size category. Tray mount 75 says Kent. Hey, tray mount 75 is at KBD 75. This man needs 18 boards. I need all the boards, man. I need all the boards, so when someone says, hey Merlin, how do you feel about board ABC versus board XYZ? I'd be like, oh yeah, let me just pull that out of my collection right here. As you can see, blah 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 blah, this board is better than this, you know? One day, we'll see. Ultimate goals, the ultimate flex, to own every board. Okay guys, so if you tune into my group buy streams, which happens every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. by the way, I've started talking about the total cost during the ending group buy segment. So last week's total cost for all ending group buys was like 570 bucks, you know? So like just on a quick look of my previous streams, I think the highest that I've calculated was $3,700 if you wanted to join every group buy that was ending that week. So yeah, you know, if one day I could, this channel ever generates like $3,700 a week, I could literally get every board, every key set, every switch. You know? Alright. There we go. This is the case that I'm putting it into. It uses hex keys. Alright. Technical code says those feet, yeah, classic, huh? Yeah, if you guys caught my group buy stream last Sunday, there was a group buy called the Egress, which was a custom TKL with cone feet. See, Don Bro says Mark Zuckerberg could do that though if he joined the keyboard community. Well, yeah, technically anyone who has $4,000 of disposable income specifically for keyboards could totally do it. Or $4,000 per week of disposable income. Let's see, you know what? I'm actually gonna remove the acrylic piece to make it easier to do this. And I'm gonna put this guy away, give me a little bit more room. There we go, there's my plate. There is my plate. Alright. Let's do that. Looks good. Where was that plate foam? Here it is. Plate foam. This is plate foam from MK Ultra that I got actually about a year ago at this point. Come on. Stay straight. There we go. Here are my MX Zilents. Where do I find my brush and desk mat? My brush was basically a cheap brush I picked up off of Amazon, and the desk mat is from Keycap back in 2015, I believe. It's the Cherry MX patent design one. Alright, let's see. Let's see if I can get the center ones in first. Yeah, the thing about building with plate foam, it can be very difficult to put your switches in, as I'm experiencing right now. You have to compress it super tight, especially with MK Ultra Foam. MK Ultra Foam is just difficult. Okay. Let's see. I am seeing that with MK Ultra Foam and on this stab positioning, it makes it. See, I'll just modify the foam a bit. I'm going to cut off that top piece. It doesn't seem to be helping me too much anyway. Just cut off this top piece. There we go. Much better. Fits better now. And I'll probably have to cut this part out too. Okay. I'll have one big hole there. But that's fine. That's fine. If it makes my soldering life easier, I'm all for it. There we go. Hooray. Could use a little bit more trimming. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's see, where's my solder? There's my solder. I'm going to start by soldering in the center column first so I can actually compress this better. I'll try. Thing with Cherry MX switches, which these are by the way, is that their extra 2 pins for PCB mount are a little smaller than a lot of the PCB specs in our community. Are the switches lubed? Yes, they are. Right. Lube Machine says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, man. Hope you're doing great. Hope you had a good Christmas. Jimmy Carr says, how was my Christmas? My Christmas was great. We actually have my sister-in-law visiting, so that's been good. Glad to see you do your own keyboard build. Yeah, man. It's always fun. It's fun to do my own things. You appreciate the group buy summaries. Yeah, I don't think I summarize group buys very often, or like I go through all of them. They're ending the week of. Clyback subscribing at tier 1. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lube Machine says, watched your latest video in YouTube. Will you showcase them and when? Showcase what? What am I showcasing? Oh, the KBs I bought. Which KBs that I bought? Climax says, thank you for the great content. Dude, thank you. It's people like you who keep me going. I enjoy making content. Probably would do it even if I didn't have any subscribers, but you guys definitely make it fun. Make it fun and engaging for me. And as you guys have seen, you know, if I do get funding, it helps me improve the quality and types of boards that I can get. Oh, the KBs that I bought? If you remember from the video, I said I bought one of those specifically for an upcoming IO3 board. So you probably won't see that until I get that board. Climax says GMK Merlin best set. Nice. Thank you. I do plan on rerunning it again sometime in the near future. But we'll see. We'll see when. I might even run it in a different profile. How does this PCB compare with the DZ60 V3? I believe this is a significantly better PCB than the DZ60 V3. Simply because it's got a better microcontroller, it's got ESD protection. So the better microcontroller, which is an ARM, ensures that, you know, every time there is a major update in QMK, major update in VIA, any new items that they do, or if you want to have a extremely large key map, this board will still be sufficient. Ken says, I'm kind of curious, how is it like working with QMK and VIA, coding, programming, and also thank you for contributing. No problem, man. Honestly, when I first started the QMK stuff, it was difficult. It took me like, you know, to even figure out how to flash my board in a reliable manner. It took me about 2 weeks of reading through everything I could find online. 2 weeks, just asking the correct people, pestering the correct people, but it took me 2 weeks. To learn how to actually program this was several months. So there are people online who you meet who get really, really impatient, like they can't flash their board in 5 minutes. I'm like, dude, take your time. This is not something you'll figure out in 5 minutes. Take your time. And if you can't figure it out in 10, no problem. No problem at all. Just take your time. Pappy says, I meant the GB ending during the week. Ah, yes. My weekly group buy vids. Hopefully people find that helpful, because personally I find it helpful. It keeps me, what do you call that? It keeps me aware of what's going on in the community. Like, you know, I'm fairly involved in the community, but I still don't know everything, you know? So doing this group buy stream really, really helps me out, and especially at the end when people are like, oh, Merlin, how about this one? How about that one? I'm like, oh, cool. I didn't even know that that group buy was running, or wait, that's a thing? Awesome. Stuff like that, right? Like, honestly, it's a community effort, you know, and if you don't interact with the community, you miss out on quite a lot of stuff. Like, you know, like the whole reason Mech Merlin started is because Quakums of Top Clock encouraged me to do so. So without Top Clock, there probably would never have been a Mech Merlin. Pappy Snipe says, are you going to review the GMMK Pro? Yes, I am. I should be getting one soon. Where do I find the group buys? I read about them through Geekhack, through Reddit, through the various group buy websites that are out there, and through word of mouth on Discord, you know? Like the information is out there. You just have to spend time to sort through it all. Tibutich, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right, says it's a mutual help to spend more. Sorry, not sorry. Really like the videos and I've gotten into some of the group buys announced. Yeah, man. No, it's a hobby that I enjoy. Like, hopefully you guys can see that I enjoy this hobby. So me encouraging people to join in it is just me trying to share some of my joy here. Though your wallet might not be too happy. Pappy says, I placed my reservation for batch 1, hoping they're decent enough as it is wallet friendly. Yeah, I have great hopes for the GMMK Pro. Like, what? It's an aluminum board, it's got, what else does it have? It's got rotary encoder, it's got a VIA QMK compatible microcontroller, it's got an OLED, if I'm not mistaken. It's gasket mount. These are a lot of like the hype words in our community right now. And if a large manufacturer like GMMK can do a good job, that's good for our community. Alan says, I need help. What do I do with the cream switches? I don't need any more. I can't mail them because I don't know how. I'd Google it, I'd say. I'd Google how to mail things. Like, I don't know what country you're from, but here in the United States, our national carrier is USPS, and if you just go on their website, it tells you how to do it. Or if you don't even want to go on a website, you can just go to the nearest USPS, and they'll like walk you through it. Simon says, is this your first personal build with silent switches? No, it is not. It is my first personal build with MX Zilents though. I have one board here, the Durock 67 with Helios. Alan says, okay, thanks. Yeah, like, I don't know what country you're in, but I'm sure if you log on to your national carrier's website, it'll give you information on how to do this online or even where to go physically. There we go, I think I've got most of that soldered down. Is there a reason to start soldering from middle out? For me, because I'm having to like compress this, I've noticed that if you do it from the middle, it's a lot easier to do a better job compressing. So that's why I do it that way. Like, when you're building your board, you want to make sure that number 1, the switch is flush with the plate, and number 2, the switch is flush with the PCB. And I find that difficult to do if I do it any other way. You know? So try it out on your next build. You might find that it's, well, you know, it might be helpful, it might be not. But give it a shot on your next build and report back. What happens if the switch isn't sitting flush with the PCB? Well, here, let's see if I can Like imagine your switch, right? Right? Switch. PCB. Like if there's a gap between the switch and the PCB, you're really only soldering the tip of those legs. So number one, that's dangerous because if you take off your caps, there's a good chance you could pull the switch out and pull the remainder of the pad. Number two, when it's not flush, as you're typing, the switch itself could rattle. You know? So it's better to make sure it's completely flush. Keybound says, I just watched a video on you showing me how to flash a PCB. No problem, man. Glad you found that helpful. I will be releasing an update to that video based on comments and feedback. Some of the things that I've addressed in this new upcoming video is, let's see, how to actually get the firmware, how to install the drivers manually, manually with the new QMK toolbox, what to do if things don't seem to be working right, and a couple of the extra features of QMK toolbox such as clear EEPROM and auto flash. See, Don Barrow says, Merlin, how to upload a keymap editor stuff to VIA. I fixed the one someone created with all layouts. VIA does not accept keymap editor. VIA only accepts VIA files, either a properly formatted JSON or a, for the keymap, or a properly edited JSON for the actual layout. I meant JSON, the one you add some code in the beginning and in the end. How to upload JSON. Is this the keymap JSON or the layout JSON? Because if it's the layout JSON, you need to do it in your design tab. You should look at my VIA videos to know how to do it from start to finish. Philippe Ronaldo says, when you're soldering, you always solder the center column first and reflow each switch to make sure it's sitting flush. Yes. That's the way I do it. I'm very meticulous on that kind of stuff. It takes longer, but it ensures that the job is actually done properly. And I got some of that flux on my thumb. And I only solder one leg at a time. Don Rose says, I tried on my PC and it worked, and how to make it that VIA would make it as default instead of that wrong one. Well, I'm having a little trouble understanding what you're saying, but maybe you could reach out to me after the stream. I don't typically provide QMK Q&A while I'm trying to build a board, but if you reach out to me after the stream, I'd be glad to help you. Right now I am trying to build a board. Oh, John says, oh, every time I restart my PC. Oh yeah, because VIA extracts these files from GitHub, so as long as you haven't submitted it, you'll always have to do that. What kind of solder do I use? I just use 6337. 6337 leaded solder from Kester. I picked them up in these little vials. Do I reflow other switches outside the center column? I do it for every single switch. Unless, of course, I'm feeling lazy, which I'm starting to feel right about now, actually. But we'll see, we'll see. We'll see how I feel. Now, this is a personal build, so I'm not as concerned, you know, to be honest. But, you know, I still like to do a good job. You know, there's a proper way to build a board, making sure everything is nice and fit. You know, it's kind of like it's like the way that I compare this to is, you know, if you're a mechanic on a car and you're putting someone's engine, like sure, you can put the bolts in so that it holds everything in place, right? But a proper mechanic will look at the torque specs and make sure each bolt is torqued to the right amount. You know? That's the way that I liken it to. Like for example, if you've ever changed like your own oil before, that bolt that you put into your oil pan, you can just screw that on just fine and your oil won't leak out. Like I've changed my oil numerous of times. I've never actually torqued it properly, but if you read through the manual, there is a torque spec on it. And they caution you in the manuals that if you don't torque it to the right torque spec, there's a chance it could, with the rattling of the car as you're driving, there's a chance that the bolt will slowly loosen over time and your oil will start leaking. I've never experienced that, thankfully, despite me never following that torque spec. But, you know, stuff like that. Like all that stuff I talked about, how that switch could potentially start rattling and contribute to the sound. That's all, no, that all could happen. But there are tons of people out there who have built their board without it being flush, and they don't complain about sound. You know? They don't complain about extra rattle, all that stuff. Nor TVs. I mean, no one needs all those lug knots on their tire. Yeah, no one needs it. No one needs their tires inflated to the proper spec, as long as there's air in it, right? No one needs that much oil in their car. Felipe says, oh, subscribe with Twitch Prime. Thank you. Thank you, man. Theremin Goat has followed as well. Thank you. Yeah, this is my first personal build in a long, long time. Redeemed Hydrate, thank you. Yeah, I think for this next year, for 2021, I need to do a better job spacing out like my customer builds, like, because I've got customer and vendor builds, and sometimes I've just like I've scheduled it so that I get my own personal build in like February or something, but because I've scheduled so many customer builds, I don't get a chance to build it till like June. So I think I need to do a better job of that next year. Maybe just save 1 week a month for random stuff, for like stuff that I want to do. What did I do for Christmas? My sister-in-law is in town, so we just had dinner together, pretty much. What am I drinking? I'm drinking roasted barley tea. Let me show you guys. It's from Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is a small grocery store here in the United States. They sell a lot of products that you don't normally see in big name grocery stores, but bunch of organic stuff too. Organic and local stuff. Redeemed Hydrate, thank you. Devos resubscribed at tier 1. Nice. Thank you, Devos. For those of you who don't know, Devos is a, let's see, he is one of my sponsors. He runs keyboardlube.com. He is a store located here in Seattle, Washington. We have Kirkland specifically. If you are in need of 205G0 or any other lube, please consider purchasing from his store. Let me actually pull out my Sagittarius so I can execute the command. Here we go. Here we go, Devos. KB Lube. In fact, if you use discount code Merlin, you could get 5% off your entire order. So check them out. Personally, I feel like out of any lube vendor that I've seen, he seems to always be in stock. And whenever he's like out of stock, it's only been for like a few days. Speaking of going out of stock, Devos, if you see this, the lube that Project Keyboard has provided me, that has lasted me for well over a year, is starting to run dry. So I may be making a purchase from you soon. Can I use like my own discount code? Or do I get a special discount code that's usable only by me? Alan subscribing at tier 1. Thank you, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, Merlin, just use your own code. Yeah, I know it's like not kosher to use like your own code. No, we'll see. Well, Devos and I are, you know, we're not too far from each other. In fact, I think I'm supposed to, I need to hit you up soon for a keyboard, potentially. So probably when we meet up, I can grab some lube from you as well. We'll see. Oh, that is a very twisted leg. Let's not use that one. Jin, subscribe with Prime. Thank you. Thank you, guys. You guys have been awfully generous. Must be the Christmas season. But yeah, thanks, guys. Duncan Yo-Yo? Dude. Thank you, and Merry Christmas to you, too. DeVos was gonna get a custom case cut for me with my colors. Not sure if you want opaque red. Red is actually a color that I have a hard time seeing. So probably not. We're getting you the key code. Oh yeah, for those of you guys who are just subscribing now, someone asked me if I had gotten like my own commission key code. I'm like, no way, that's like $2,000, $3,000. So typically with people subscribing, it's like what? I would need 1,000 subs to have enough money for one of those. Yeah, DeVos, thanks so much. Slowly but surely that key cult will be inbound. Yeah, I know, right? Surely. If you save long enough, you too can buy that key cult. Man, yeah. I don't know, like personally, I think like the latest round of key cults, what, did you guys see that raffle? Oh no, I bent a leg. But, let's see. That raffle was like, what, the key cult number 265, I thought that was 800 bucks for one? I was like, oof, that is a little bit, that's way too much, even for a key cult. But I can understand why. I think it's their first in-house made one. So it makes sense why it's that pricey, but still, it's just a keyboard. Yeah, because USA made, I know, right? USA made. Yeah, it's too expensive. Yeah, I think we're... Okay, just out of curiosity, everyone on stream right now, if one day there was a group buy, for the exact keyboard you've been waiting for, what is the most you would pay for it? Group buy prices. This is the keyboard that you've been waiting for. Eddie, I see you redeemed Hydrate. Thank you. Jeremy says the most he'd pay for the keyboard that he absolutely wanted, that he's been waiting for, 600. I see a 650, 600, 600. Pappy says 350 to 400 Canadian. Oh yeah, I guess US dollars. Jack First says 650 to 800. Okay, yeah. See, that just proves my point. Most people so far would only spend up to 600. So a key cult being 800 is rather pricey. Bledge flexing with his $1,000. Nice. Don Bro says I can pay 700, but I'll be a bit annoyed, but not too much. Like, okay. This is the keyboard of your dreams, the board that you've been waiting for. You know, it's got every feature that you've been like imagining. Oxtan says no more than 1,000. Jack said I'd spend 1,000. $800 USD, but in 4 PayPal payments. Nice, that's the way to do it. Yeah. Ken says there's no such thing. Oof. If it's the keep of my dream, maybe 800 and I'll sell some off, says Dog Hair. Yeah. I guess if there was ever a keyboard that really met everything that I wanted, I'd be like, okay, I can sell these off now. Nordy said I would only pay 1,000 if the board was autographed by McMerlin. Well, think about it this way. If you have a keyboard in which I wrote firmware for, you technically already have my autograph. Technically. Digitally. So, I'd say if you have a KBD fans board, especially some of the newer ones, you have my autograph. Will McMerlin release a new set of GMK keycaps? Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm still trying to get Gold Rush out, though. Honestly, I've just been slammed with work, like my actual work, you know, my actual work along with McMerlin work. That's such a great ad, signed by McMerlin. Digitally signed by McMerlin. Most people are probably going to be like, who's that? Who's that? Digitally. Or like, if you guys remember that story I told, one of my last California meetups, someone came up to me and asked me if I was Teha. Like, people were like, McMerlin? Is that Korean streamer with the glasses? Yeah, that seriously happened. So I told Nathan about it, and Nathan was laughing. It would have been funny if someone actually went up to Nathan and were like, hey, are you Merlin? But no, that did not happen. That did not happen, unfortunately. What do I think about the Sagittarius so far? I still would not buy it for myself just because I don't like the layout. You know, this is not a layout that I would ever buy for myself. But so far, other than that, I see nothing wrong with it. It seems to be like a good PCB. It's like a good keyboard. Looks pretty. It's got lots of bells and whistles. No luck finding a 2.75U. Yeah, well, okay. I have not had time this week. I've had deadlines to meet and Christmas to prepare for, so honestly haven't really looked. Thoughts on Everglide Dark Jades? That is a switch I have never tried, but I'm assuming it's clicky since the Jade, which I have tried, is a clicky switch, and Dark Jade, I'd assume that's a heavier clicky switch. Maybe? Maybe not? Dark Jades are HP clone. That's actually, okay. There we go, see? Did not know that. Thanks for educating me. Lube Machine, subscribe to tier 1. Thank you. Wow, lots. You guys are so generous today. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Jackie says, and it's also smoother. Ooh, okay. Oh, you know, I usually see people lube their Holy Pandas, so you know. Do I think that the Sagittarius will ever come back? Maybe. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but the only group buy from Cannonkeys, like a group buy of a major board that I've seen come back, is the Satisfaction 75. So, you know. Take that for what it's worth. Lube Machine says, where is my hometown? My hometown is Taipei, Taiwan, actually. I was born and raised in Taipei, Taiwan, but I've since moved to Seattle, Washington. You thought I was, oh, well, I am Filipino, you know? Filipinos can live everywhere. It's just the same way you see Chinese people in California, right? You see Chinese people in California, even though they're Chinese. I'm Filipino, but I'm from Taiwan. Can I speak Tagalog? Yes, I can, though. I usually only speak Tagalog with my parents. Yeah, they actually didn't teach me the native language until I was 12, so a little bit later. A little bit later than they should have, in my opinion, because, you know, every time I went back to the Philippines just to visit, I had significant difficulty speaking with my grandma. And thankfully all of my cousins spoke English. So they all just spoke English to me, or were very patient in explaining words to me. You know? Stuff like that. Alan says, I had a feeling you were Filipino. I am too. Wow, awesome. Just sub because you're enjoying the stream. Thank you, man. I see that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So many subs tonight. Morning from London, says Italipino. Let's see, it is 5:30 p.m. here in Seattle, Washington, so that still counts as afternoon, right? Good afternoon to you. What do you think? Should the board be named after a PCB or the case? A board should... Okay, I'm going to interpret that a little differently. I think if you are a designer, you should... Hold on, let me finish this joint first before I finish that thought. Okay, there we go. If you are a designer and you're making like a keyboard, right? You should never call the PCB with the same name as the keyboard, because there is potential for that PCB to be used in other keyboards, right? So take for example KBD Fans. KBD Fans has a PCB called KBD67 Mark II, which was used in the KBD67 Mark II. That same PCB, it's named KBD67 Mark II, is now being used in the D65, right? So now as a customer new to the hobby, new to the community even, I'm gonna be like, okay, I just bought a D65, right? What firmware do I flash on this? Flash the KBD67 firmware. What? I didn't buy a KBD67, I bought a D65. Right? Like, okay, honestly, I don't expect people to think that far when they're making like a keyboard, because you just never know, right? You just never know. But still, like it's prudent to consider these aspects, right? It's prudent. It's prudent. Like, you don't necessarily have to, but if you're successful, which I think most people will be, it's prudent to not name your PCB after the keyboard. How many keys do I own? I own too many. Like, just on a quick glance at my rack over here on the right, I see about 20 cases. So I definitely have more than 20, but fewer than 100. Just because I know I've sold quite a few. I've sold quite a few during my fire sale. I've been part of the community since about 2013, so you know, it's just, I've joined many group buys, key sets, and keyboards. It's not like I bought all of these last year, you know. Just got into the hobby last month or so, yeah. It's an expensive hobby. But you do have to temper yourself when you're going through it. Like, you know, if you work in tech, especially if you work in tech here in the United States, you're generally paid pretty handsomely. It's very easy to just be like, oh, I'll just buy this. Oh crap, I spent like $600. Crap. Or more. This is the most expensive hobby you've had in your life. Good thing you haven't tried buying cars. Because wait till you get into like a car hobby, or even like, I guess if you're into cameras, it can get pretty expensive too. Like, the camera that I want right now is the A7S III, which is a full-frame Sony camera with lots of bells and whistles. But that one, brand new, is like $3,400. That's definitely more expensive than any keyboard that I own. Fountain pen hobby as well, yeah, for sure. Fountain pen hobby. Basically every hobby can get expensive. No matter what hobby that you're in, there's always a way to make it get expensive. I touched that a little too soon. That's a key cult, says Ken. Yeah, like I said earlier, I would probably never spend more than 1,000 on a keyboard. It's a little bit too much. Ooh, let's see. Alan redeemed the hydrate, thank you. Oh yeah, makeup and skincare, that stuff gets really pricey. Like my wife would know, that's what my wife is in. Like she just got this okay, yeah. I bought this thing for my wife recently. It's a skincare product. I don't know exactly, but it was like 10 milliliters, a 10 milliliter product for like $160 for 10 milliliters. And I was like, oh, okay. Liquid gold, yeah, that's true. Just put Krytox on your face. Well, isn't Krytox like toxic or something? I think that would be very detrimental to your skin. It's like what? I read once that most perfume is made with whale vomit. And apparently whale vomit is very hard to come by. So I think some companies these days are looking to create synthetic whale vomit. Which I think is pretty crazy. That was whale poop. Well, no, it was whale vomit. You might be confusing civet monkey poop, I think, or like, was it civet cat? That's the poop that they use to make coffee with. I've actually had that coffee before. Like, I'm not like a coffee snob or like anything, but it definitely was not as good as I thought it would be. Is anyone here a self-proclaimed coffee snob? Or at the very least, a coffee lover? Don Bro says, I love coffee. Nice. You love coffee, but not an expert on it. Nice. Yeah, I don't think you need to be like an expert to love something. Okay, so apparently to be considered an expert, you need to have done it like 10,000 times or have invested 10,000 hours in it. By that metric, like looking at all of my streams, I've only invested like 500 hours into building keyboards. So I am very far from being an expert. And I definitely have not made 10,000 keyboards either. Ox says, I'm a coffee addict. Yep. And he says I'm an expert at breathing. Yeah. We are all experts at breathing. I'm an expert at typing too. I've definitely typed more than 10,000 letters in my life. Like, I'm also an expert in spending money. I've definitely spent more than 10,000 in my entire life. You know? $10,000 hours at Monkey Type Maybes? Says Lube Machine? Hold on, I need to grab another canister of lube, hold on, solder, there we go. I spent 10,000 on keyboards. Does that make me an expert? That makes you an expert at buying keyboards. Let's put it that way. You are an expert keyboard buyer. $10,000 is about, okay. 100 bucks. Yeah, that's still a, I'd say that's still a fairly decent board, right? What, how much is a low-end Corsair board? So low-end Corsair board at least 10,000? I think it is. $96.62. Taco says hello, how's it going? It's going well. This is my first personal build in quite some time, and I guess it's quite fitting that I'm building it the day after Christmas. Self-gift, yeah. Self-gift, you know. Sometimes you just gotta treat yourself. Treat yourself. How long have I had my hat? I started wearing this hat, I guess, in probably the summer of 2017. Summer of 2017. The Seattle Summer Meetup. I think that's about right. If you guys watch my first meetup video, which was January of 2017, I did not have this hat yet. Do I wash it? I wash it like, maybe like a couple months. Ah, shoots, I messed that one up. You're wrapping gifts right now and cut your desk mat. Uh-oh. Oh, I just heard something fall in the living room. Hopefully that's not the cat jumping on stuff. Though, most likely is. Look, my wife is like here too, so she's probably gone and checked on it already. But I am curious. I am curious. Wrapping gifts after Christmas. Are you re-gifting them? It says wrapping gifts after Christmas. Well, to be fair, not everyone can spend time with their family the day of, you know? So I know back then, sometimes we would have to spend Christmas the day after Christmas. You know, just because that's how things go. Or, you know, if you, maybe Christmas Day, like you spend it with your family, and the day after you spend it with your significant other's family, or your spouse's family, you know? It's not always the day of. Either way, you're lagging. You're lagging on Christmas. You know, it's fine. It's the thought that counts. As long as you have an opportunity to spend time with your family, I think you're good. Especially during these times. know, either if it's like in person, you know, it's totally up to you if you want to make that call, spend time in person, or do it through Zoom. Like last night, we definitely spent time with the extended family over Zoom, and it was weird. It's weird. Sav KB subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you. Lots of subscribers tonight, guys. Thank you for moving me one step closer to a commissioned key cult. Okay. What is my favorite dust mat design? Mine's GMK Voyage. Unfortunately, I don't remember all the dust mat designs because there's so many of them. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, like I talked with my mom in the Philippines over Facebook video. Talked with my wife's family over Zoom. Stuff like that. I need to get tweezers so I can unbend these legs. Are my tweezers around here? Alright. Shoots. Don't think I have my tweezers here. Let me do something else. Do I have time to play games? So my wife and I like to play Overcooked. But in terms of like any of the modern games, like we don't really have too much time. Especially with the cat around. Like I play games with the cat. But I definitely want to try and play that new Cyberpunk game. I've been watching some of like the playthrough vids. I'm like, oh, seems interesting. So I'm actually going really slow, okay? I'm going really slow. In fact, I haven't even soldered that other leg yet. Right now I am looking for a tweezer, which I somehow do not have. For some odd reason. Oh, there we go. Found it. The Sagittarius is an ugly board. I would say it's not. Looks pretty good, but I still honestly wouldn't buy it for myself. Do I like the sag? I like how it looks, but yeah, like I literally just said, I don't probably not buy it for myself. It's because I don't like the layout. Live Machine says, sometimes I like them curvy boards. I think curvy boards are more interesting than just your typical rectangle. So yeah, I would agree with that sentiment. Like back then, I think a board that's literally just a straight rectangle with like straight edges is a design that was very popular back in 2015, 2016. So if you're going for that aesthetic, then yeah, sure. But I personally would not find that very appealing. Why don't I like the layout? Because it's split. This is not a layout that I like appealing, that I find appealing. I'm very much a standard 65 user. I also don't like how it's harder to type. I've definitely gotten used to it over this past week, but still, it's not something I would pull from my shelf whenever I wanted to type on something. Seeing me on a Sunday night is refreshing. I appreciate you and all your content. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. You'll see me again tomorrow night. Tomorrow night at the usual time. 7:30 p.m. PST. I actually haven't even looked at my list quite yet to see what we're talking about. But yeah, we do have quite a few things expiring this week. Axe Tank says, thank you for answering. No problem, man. I try to answer everyone here. As long as I see it, I will try my best to answer it. Wodan uses the same soldering technique. I am from the same generation of Wodan. Basically, he's been soldering boards just as long as me. I think we both started doing the same soldering technique. Maybe because we both have a background in electrical engineering. There we go. That's mostly soldered. Let's do the rest of the legs. Who is Wodan? Wodan is another streamer slash YouTuber like myself, located in Germany. He's quite a popular builder in Europe. What's the benefit of soldering one leg at a time? When I do it one leg at a time, I can then reflow it and push the switch down, properly aligning it, making sure it's flush with the PCB and the plate. By doing it this way, I can just make sure that there's no excess rattle, and it looks good. Because once you've soldered both legs at the same time, you can't actually realign it if you need to. So it's better just to do one leg at a time, reflow it, and then align it. We'll be resoldering my other build. Bye guys. Have a good night, man. Javon says to put my pants on one leg at a time. You don't ever put both your legs on at the same time? I think that's like a party trick. You just take your pants and then you jump into them. Is that a party trick or a circus trick? Hearn says, what is your advice if I cannot get 2 switches into a plate because the plate seems too small by just a smidge? If the plate is too small, that's probably where you need to start. You may need to get a new plate. You need big clown pants for that. Oh, nice, yeah. Are you sure your switches are closed all the way? What do you mean by that? Oh wait, you're probably replying to Hearn TV. Alright, let's see. How well did I do with my soldering here? Let's open up via. Here we go. Let's do key tester. Does this board get detected by the ANSI? Come on. Managed to detect you this morning. There we go. Loading. Now let's test that everything works. Let's do test matrix. There we go. Test matrix. Oh shoots, hold on. Let me change the layout. Oh shoots, this does not have the latest stuff. Hold on. Let me just fix that up. Perfect. Yep, that's the way I want it. Key tester, test matrix. Uh-oh. Got one guy, 2 people. Probably forgot to solder one leg or something. All right. Let's see. What did I miss? It was 2 and 8. Dwarfy rating me with the party of 2. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And looks like I did forget 2 legs. No problem. Easy fix right there. Easy fix. There's one. There's two. And we're good. Easy fix. Let's just verify that that was indeed the problem by testing it out again. Key tester, test matrix. Uh-oh. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, something else is going on here. Let me take a peek. What is going on? That looks like the leg might be bent. Hold on. Let me desolder them and just double check. There we go. Looks like my my playlist ended. So let's try this one. Here we go. Yeah, it seems like I might have bent a leg. Easy fix though. Easy fix. Not a problem. Java says, how can we get additional lighting effects into VIA? Unfortunately, you can't put additional lighting effects just because VIA itself is a closed source application. So unless you get on really good terms with Wilbur, Olivia, and the rest of their dev team, you probably can't add lighting effects on. In QMK, however, you can code any effect that you can think of. So by that account, you could probably make a custom QMK firmware that works with VIA, but you wouldn't be able to control it in VIA. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, I had to sacrifice a plug, so I turned off one of my lights here. We should be good now though. Yeah, I have another light right here which I just had to turn off and swap a few things around. So once I'm done with this, I'll turn the light back on. And here, let me compensate by turning this guy a little bit brighter. There we go. And come on. Just waiting for my gun to heat up sufficiently. We good, we good. Yes, we are good. Nothing to be too concerned about. I think like the most problematic time for my stream is summer. During summer, this room can get super hot. And like all my equipment tends to malfunction, unfortunately. There we go. It's a good desolder. Okay, let's see if we can get that out. Can we get it out? Yep, that is a bent leg. Ken's O2 says, is a desoldering gun worth your opinion? Is it worth it in your opinion? Sorry, trying to read and multitask at the same time. For someone like me who actually builds boards on pretty much a weekly basis, it is absolutely necessary. But if you are just maybe building a board maybe once in a blue moon, probably not. Okay, I think I need to maybe try and desolder it a little bit more. Okay. Do I prefer a poly plate or palm plate for linear? I prefer a stiffer plate, so brass or stainless steel, or possibly even aluminum is what I would choose. I'm not a fan of the softer plates, to be honest. Like, I probably, if I had to choose, I'd only use them for tactiles. Both were bent legs? Yeah, both were bent legs. That's what happens when you reuse used switches. Common thing. When you don't double check that the legs are straight, tends to happen too. Man, that one's problematic. Shoots. Okay, that is gonna be a difficult one, just because the way that the leg is bent, it's still touching the pad, so shoots. How can I do this? How can I best do this? Wow, okay. Hold on, let me just solder in the other leg first. Solder wick. I don't think that would help because it's like the leg, it's soldered inside the well. So if I could somehow move the leg, that would probably help, but we'll see. We'll see what I do here. Kevlar says H-O gets auto-modded. Oh man. Merry Xmas. Yes, Merry Christmas to you too. Okay. Let's see. That was the 8 key. The 8 key is star. I actually need that key. You know, I can't see the leg, so as long as the solder is touching the leg, I could probably do it. You know, just to gonna clean things up a little bit. Just gonna try and clean off the pad as best as I can. So I can get a better, closer look at it. And we should be good. Okay. Yeah, that leg is, wow. It's like, so if the leg comes out that way, what's happened is it's bent this way first, and then it's bent at a right angle where the tip of it is touching the pad. So it's like, you know, that's what it's looking like. That's gonna be a difficult one. Difficult one to do. Yeah, I know, right? I have to somehow pry the leg. Let's see. Could probably... You know what? I wonder if I could... Whew. Real-time troubleshooting. I know, right? Oh, here we go, here we go. Here we go. I got it. I got it. I just pushed the leg down as much as I could. Then I'm gonna resolder part of that. Then I'm gonna desolder it again. That should get rid of all that excess solder. Hopefully. There we go. There we go. Oh, I think that did it. I think that did it. Let's try. Let's try. Let's try. Yep. Looks like I separated it. Please work. Please work. Yes! I did it. Yep. Got it. I got it. There we go. Perfect. Okay, let's try that again. Let's clean off some of that. There we go. Perfect. Sometimes you just need to be a little creative when doing these things. Okay. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. Just double check that it works. It was just the 8 key that was causing an issue. go, 8 key. Yeah! Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Friendly Lamb says, what do you think about installing plate foam and case foam? I think they're both good ideas, though case foam is a lot easier to do on your own and is also cheaper. There we go. Alright, let's say I need to put on the acrylic piece right here. Aesthetic Live redeemed Ask Me Anything within reason. Do you enjoy concerts, live music? And if so, please share your favorite concert festival experience. To be honest, I haven't really gone to a live concert, live music in a long time. The last time was... Gosh, I went to this jazz singer, I guess. Jazz singer in downtown Seattle. It was back in 2011. You know, I went because a friend of mine invited me, so I went, you know? The Simon Redeemed Hydrate, thank you. Yeah, Aesthetic Live, I don't think I can really comment too much on that. Not really something in my wheelhouse there. What genre of music am I into? I am very into classic rock, actually. It's probably music that I listen to on a regular basis, classic rock. I do like jazz though. I do like jazz. Like lately though, there's one band on YouTube which I've been really enjoying. They're called Scary Pockets. They basically do covers of popular songs in the style of funk. Oh, that's been something I've been greatly enjoying lately. Have I ever tried city pop? I don't think I've ever heard of that, to be honest. Just submitted changes to GitHub for YD60. Changes where? Did you submit this to QMK? Did you submit this to VIA? Yeah, to VIA. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Wilbo's been pretty busy lately. I've been waiting for some PRs to be merged, so hopefully he can get to them. This will be my travel board. The Simple Liam, are you located in the United States by any chance? You're checking all keyboard streams right now. Nice. Uh-oh. Yes, I live in the US. Here, let me recommend. This is a... Here we go. Let me plug it in. This is a lube store located here in Seattle, Washington, actually. There we go. Check it out. If you use my discount code, you can get 15% off. What? Interesting. Okay, so it looks like my foam is a little too long. I'm gonna have to cut it a little bit. Kevlar says shameless plug. Yep. I plug all of my sponsors on this channel. Best to be on Amazon. Doesn't want to make any accounts or anything. Well, you don't need to make an account to buy from here. You can just, you know, just go on the store, input your credit card information or debit card or like whatever, and you'll be fine. The problem is with the foam on this side. Okay. I'm gonna have to tuck that in. Imagine getting 40 milliliters of lube. Well, it's not something I have to imagine because I did get 40 milliliters of lube. I mean, I'm having to trim. Here, you know what? I'm gonna use my X-Acto knife. That's probably gonna be easier. There you go. So what I'm seeing is, because this board was made long before foam was a thing, the foam is a little bit too expanded for this to sit flush. So I'm gonna have to cut some of the sides off. Pretty ghetto if you ask me, but it is what it is. Merlin has 40 milliliters under his hat. Yes, I keep all the lube that I use on this channel under my hat. Yeah. Well, that's not working out as well. The lube sits nice and toasty in his hat. Why is Krytox so expensive? Because I guess not too many people use it. It's not really something that's, you know, in great use. Like, to be honest, the food industry uses it, I believe, for like some machines. But that's really like the only place I know of that uses it outside of our keyboard hobby. you try eating it one day, well, you know, I think most people have at this point. Like it's used for food processing like equipment. So if you've eaten like snacks, like chips or like anything like that, or probably any ground meat, you've probably eaten Krytox. There we go, that should be enough. That should be enough. You fry up Spam with some Krytox. Like, you know, Krytox is still toxic in large amounts, but I guess like the FDA has deemed it safe enough for, you know, food handling. Premium coconut oil. Krytox's expensive sauce. Oh my gosh, okay. So if you guys caught my April Fool's video from 2018, I made a lubing tutorial. Basically lubing with household ingredients. Kind of like olive oil, butter, black pepper sauce, ketchup, soy sauce, all of that stuff. That to date is my most disliked video because a lot of people took it seriously. Despite it being released on April 1st, and at the end of the video it says Happy April Fool's Day, people thought it was real. So I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't understand why people would think it's real, to be honest. Keep community back in 2018, yeah. Well, it was either 2018 or like 2019. Like, people fell for it, exactly. People fell for my April Fool's joke. And like, okay, I tried to make it obvious. I really tried to make it obvious, but I guess people just didn't, you know, people took me at my word. Or some kids microwave metal. There we go. Looks like my foam cutting worked out. Perfect. That is the way I want it. They were like, I trusted you, Merlin. Okay, yeah, I get it. A lot of people watch like my flashing tutorial videos and all that, so they immediately assume that everything I say is factual, which you know, I'm very thankful that you guys think it's factual, but you know, I am mischievous. We all learn from Master Merlin. One day I'll like release like a flashing tutorial video, and it'll be like, it'll all be about flash freezing your food, rather than actually flashing your keyboard. You can trust the hat. Flash freezing your keyboard. Or it'll be something like me, like, oh yeah, this is how you flash your RGBs. Flash freezing your lube. You know, I actually don't know what the process is of like flash freezing, so you know, maybe I'll do my research and then present my findings to the keyboard community. There we go. There's my build. My new portable keyboard build. That's actually fairly silent. Let's go put on some keycaps. Let's see, what keycaps? I need my DSA caps. Centauri says, flashing tutorial, how to expose yourself to members of the public. I don't think I could put that on YouTube though. Alright, let's see. I will need to sacrifice a keyboard that already has keycaps on it. So here, let me... I think I remember which board has my granite caps on. The Simple Liam says has to be on Amazon. I don't want to fight with her. This lube is not on Amazon though, so yeah. You won't be able to get it then, because it's not on Amazon. Mark Merlin without the hat, only on. Oh my gosh. that would be funny as an OnlyFans account. It's just me without the hat. Alright. What I'm gonna sacrifice is my Duck Eagle V2. This is what the granite caps are on, so I'm just gonna move it off from here to there. See, Jolly says Merlin with only the hat. Oh man. No thanks. No thanks. The hat's looking good as always. Or what about the hat with no Merlin? It's just the hat. What is MX Zilent comprised of? The usual combination is either a Telio or Alias housing with a Cherry MX Zilent stem. Spring and lube of your choice. This particular MX Zilent is Telio bottom housing with Cherry MX top. 69G spring from 1UP keyboards and a Cherry MX Zilent stem. Hat OnlyFans, interesting, yep. So is 205G2 a fine alternative to 205G0 since it's sold out? No, it is not. Yeah. Like, 205G0 is already thick. So if you put 205G2 on it, there's a possibility that you might clog all of your switches. Like, unless of course this is for stabilizer purposes, but still, let's see, G2 I don't think is as thick as dielectric grease, so it could work with stabilizers. It could. Just, I've never tried it myself. Are Alias housings same as Telio's? They are both made by Gateron, I believe, so they should be close enough. Just that I think Telio housings, the ones that are specifically for ZLPC, they might be a little smoother. And Vesta says, I use 205G2 on stabs and it's good. There we go. There we go. There's someone that's used that combo. It's just that I personally have never used it, so I can't say yay or nay. Zhongzi Wang, he since it's his mom buying it for him, his mom has mandated that this only has to be available on Amazon. She won't buy from anywhere else. Which makes it troublesome. Have I tried Krytox XHT BDZ for tabs? What do you mean by tabs? You mean stabs? And I've never heard of the BDZ lube, actually. Yeah, sorry Liam, I think it's like, if you want to get 205G0, you need to look past Amazon. Like, I don't know, is your mom into fashion or shoes or like anything like that, or like jewelry? No, tell her it's like one of these boutique jewelry brands that you can't buy from Amazon. Very clever way not to buy you Krytox 205G0. Paladin Sosu says 8008S? 8008s? Don't know what you're talking about. Well, Simple Liam, I'm actually curious. If your mom only buys from Amazon, what board do you have? Are those 8008 inks? No, they're not. They are Cherry MX Zilents. Yeah, 8008 hasn't been shipped yet. Has it? Like what? When did he do the group buy? Like I think the switches were on group buy a month and a half ago. Herf Alarv subscribed with Prime. Thank you so much. So many subscribers today, dang. Jack says, isn't that Topra? Ooh. Surely you must be jesting. Janky Rander says, any recommendation for stacked acrylic 75s or other more budget type cases? Unfortunately I don't. Was I part of the spot sale for the unlimited group buy or the unlimited group buy of the Bella? I actually skipped out on Bella. You know, I was just about to buy it, but the night before I found out that that little switch opener was not a dog, was not a cat. It was a dog. So that pretty much just took all motivation from me. There we go. There's my new travel board. DSA Granite, look at that. Still keeping it super compact. Cat was not a dog equals no purchase, exactly. Fairly silent, I'd say. Not bad. Not bad. Something I can just throw into my backpack and not worry about. Pretty cool. Yeah. I figured I'd pick some of the more cheaper components, as this is probably going to be roughed up a lot. Probably gonna, like, consider this my beater board. My beater board, which I'll throw into my backpack. You know, all that stuff. Let's make sure all the caps are on properly. There we go. Let's see. Let's take a look at this. I think some switches are a little crooked. Like this guy right here. Looks like my left control is a little crooked. And the reason being is that it's not completely flush with the plate. Okay. There we go. Not bad for a beater board, to be honest. There we go. Alright, that's actually fairly silent. Gavin Go says, have I seen the KBD fans' latest D60 PC board? It's like they're trying to copy the Ramakara. Probably. Hamster Jeff says, what do you guys think about the Space 65? I liked the Space 65. Like, I've only built two, but both experiences have been great. You know, it's not like cream of the crop board, I'd say, but it's nice. It's nice. If you're looking for a good board, you know, you can't go wrong with the Space 65. All right. Let's go plug it in. Plug it in. There we go. Looks like it's on snake mode right now. There we go. Okay. Let's see if I can change it up. Let's go change up. And sometimes VIA just doesn't detect boards right away. There we go. Let me just... I'm gonna change the caps lock to a left control. Perfect. M01. Just editing my key map really quick here, guys. Need a left alt, left GUI, right alt. Where's right alt? There we go, right alt. There we go, that looks good. Idiot Exception says, did you get hyperglides? Nope, I did not. Simple Liam says, am I allowed to put a link to where I purchased it so that someone could check that I'm not getting scammed? You probably should have asked about that before buying. Switch Doctor is rating with a party of 11. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for sending all your people my way. I'm like Unfortunately, I'm literally at the tail end of my build. Like, I'm just about to do a typing test right now. So yeah, here we go. Here, let me pause the music really quick. We go, music pause. Let's do a typing test. There we go, 130, accuracy 98%. Hammer Brother says, Merlin, I really enjoyed your keyboard hunting video the other day. I really enjoyed doing it, actually. That was a fun day for me. Though, by the end of it, I was like, I'm tired. I just want to go home. Ah. Yeah, this is a fairly quiet board here. Just to give you guys a comparison. This is a, what do you call that? This is silent, right? These are NK Silks, okay? Just to give you a comparison between the two. NK Silks with cherry. DSA on a silent. I'm just typing normally here. Significantly silent. So if I actually packed this with foam and it was in like a larger case, high profile, it would probably even be more silent. I think the loudest sound that I hear is like on the upstroke. But yeah, I think this will be excellent for my next travel board. Use it on airplane, it'll be quieter than the engine. Well, of course, yeah. Yeah, okay, so one thing I don't like about this case, which I've always not liked with these style of cases, is that they're not very heavy, so when you're typing, they tend to flex more. Yeah, this is really nice. This won't bother people in like a coffee shop. Very nice. Oh, and one thing I forgot about this board. This guy has a hole on the bottom, so you can press the reset button. But looks like the ANSI doesn't have it there. Look at that. Very cool. It was probably one of the cheapest boards that I've ever made, but probably one of my more enjoyable boards. One of the more enjoyable but most used boards. This will be in my backpack from now on. People typing away on a laptop, Merlin whips out the travel board, the Flex. Yeah, I know, right? So I think like a better key set for this would be DSA Seafoam rather than Granite. But Granite does look cool on it. Oh, that's spacebar. Sounds really good. I'm like typing on it as hard as I can. There we go. Typing on a laptop after a Mac keyboard is so weird. Yeah, I get that, I get that. So at work, I'm usually typing on a laptop. So switching from that to a mechanical, I'm like, oh, okay, that's weird, that's weird. Or like on like one of those Apple Magic Keyboard things. Right. I like this. I like this a lot. Yeah, this is super light. This is super light. I feel like this is... Oh my god, this is lighter than my desoldering gun. Alright. Okay, let's say I will be... Let's see, do I have a case for this? I think I do. Hold on, hold on. Let me grab a case. Aha! Nice little sleeve. Let's see, will it slip in? Yeah, it does. It slips in really easily. There we go. Nice travel bag for a key, keeping it nice and compact. There we go. Does it come out easily? Yep. Yes, it does. Okay, awesome. I am all set for travel. Just slips in. Exactly. There we go. Like, yeah. Yep, that's all pretty straight right there. That's good, that's good, that's good. You're just worried about those keycaps for a bit? Why? Why are you worried about these keycaps? Other than my typing ability, I'm not sure I would be worried about it. Because these are low profile enough. Like, I can definitely not type on them as fast. Because of it being a low profile as a travel board, so what does it being low profile in a travel board have to do? Well, so that's a clean build. I just finished ordering all the parts for my first Mac. Congratulations, dude. Welcome to the hobby. This is a building your first board, either whether if you solder or you just assemble it, is a fantastic experience. Like smashing corner of keycaps to something? Like, what do you mean by that? Like, you mean like if I'm carrying it around and I dropped it? Is that what you mean? Because, you know, now that I've guaranteed that this fits in here, I'll probably be transporting it like this. I probably would never just walk around carrying this, you know? On high profile keycaps, a bit more protected as switches are not exposed. Okay, so I'm never actually using the keyboard when it's moving. Like, it's usually static, right? So I don't think your concern is very real, I guess? From side, you mean? Like what? Like if I'm typing and someone throws a ball at me, I guess, and it knocks off the keycap? Like, yeah, sure, I guess. Well, you know, I think even if I had like a high profile board and someone threw a ball at me, that would still damage the keyboard, regardless if it's high profile or low profile. Yeah, there we go. You know what, now that I'm looking at it, I see a little bit of flex. A little bit of flex on that plate. It's aluminum. Well, yeah, considering that I've had this for almost 4 years, I'm not surprised that it's not completely perfect. Nanu says, "Hey Mac, catch." Yeah, right. Alright, well, you know, maybe in some future build I'll replace the plate with like a stainless steel plate or like a brass plate. We'll see. We'll see, we'll see. Don Bro says, I see that because I tend to hit low profile with mouse. Okay, I don't think I've got that problem. Especially since this is a travel board, I probably wouldn't, like, I would probably still have the laptop in front of me, like so. Here, let me actually grab my laptop, just to give you guys an example. Here, this is how I would use it. Here we go, this is how I would use it. So, got my laptop, like so, I'd put it in front of me. Here, actually, let me move the mic again so it's pointing at me. There we go. Okay. This is the way I would use it, right? I put it in front of me, like so. Then oh, I got an email. Funny. I would have this connected to the laptop, and I would still use the trackpad like this, right? I type, do all this stuff. See, Jake Rep says, use trackball. Don Bro says, and think that there are more dangers out in the wild with low profile. Jake Rep says, where are you working that there are dangers who care about your keyboard more than yourself? That's actually a very good point. That's a very good point. You would put the keyboard on top of the laptop, like right here. Let's see. Let's see, where would that... Here, let's move that there. The feet would probably interfere with... Here, if I did that, it's definitely triggering something else. So yeah, that's not a good solution. Here, let's try putting it a little bit higher. Then I would lose my touch bar, but that's fine. I don't actually need the touch bar. Yeah, I could probably do it like this. Then if I start typing on it, I do trigger that keyboard. I can see it typing. If I plug it into the Mac, does it disable the original keyboard? No, it does not. But I could probably disable the keyboard using some like command line or something. The Jake Rep says Carabiner Elements lets you disable built-in keyboard. Oh, interesting. I will have to try that out. That's actually very good. Thank you, Jake Reps. I'll try that out the next time I travel with my laptop and this specific keyboard. Yeah. Yeah, so like lately I've been, let's see, where is it? Quite recently, I picked up one of the new SanDisk SSDs so that I could edit my videos on the go. So this is going to be awesome. Next time I'm able to go into a coffee shop and edit my video, I could just use one of these along with this keyboard. Perfect. Perfect stay at home, sit in a coffee shop kind of setup. Javon says there's some Kickstarter or whatever that has a Mac that sits over a MacBook. Sponsored by SanDisk. I wish, man. If SanDisk ever sponsored me, I'd probably be like, oh yeah, oh yeah, I have like 10,000 subscribers per day. How much storage is the SSD? So this is their new one. Like my wife actually bought this for me. This is the 1 terabyte. Let's see. Let me look it up really quick. This is the 1 terabyte model with the faster speeds. Yeah, because there are currently 2 available. There's currently two available. There is the can't seem to find it anymore. Okay. Oh, here we go. There's one that's 1050 megabits, and the old one, which is only 550 megabits per second. There we go. What phone is that small nowadays? Yeah, but yeah, this is my new toy. We'll be editing videos on this laptop now. Alright, well, that's all I've got. Finally built a board for myself. Actually, hold on. Let me change the color really quick. I'm not too happy with that. I'd rather it be RGB. So let me just change that really quick, and we can call it good. Oh, what the heck? What's happening? Via is not responding for some reason. Let's try that again. Blue MacGyver. Blue MacGyver. Here we go. Lighting. Underglow color. So let's do rainbow swirl. There we go. That looks pretty. Doesn't that look pretty? Much nicer looking. Okay. That's the way I like it. That's the way I like it. There we go. Perfect. Okay. I'm good now. Yep. Ooh, pretty. See that? That's so pretty. Works well with my key set too. It slowly changes colors. Alright guys, that's it. That's all I've got. Finally built my own personal keyboard after what? After 4 months. So you probably won't ever see this board on stream again, but if you ever catch me in the wild, if you ever catch me in the wild at a coffee shop, if you're ever here in Seattle, you might find this in my bag. But yeah, my next stream will be tomorrow evening. Tomorrow evening at 7:30 is my weekly group buy news stream in which I talk about all boards that are starting or ending group buys. So if that's the kind of content that you guys find interesting, or if you've got some extra Christmas money to burn, definitely check me out 7:30 p.m. tomorrow evening Pacific Standard Time, and let me assist you on how to spend your hard-earned money. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. I have to go play with my cat. So alright guys, have a good rest of your evening, and hopefully I'll catch you tomorrow. Goodbye.